I'm sure we all can agree that cancel culture is a real thing and it has affected the lives of many, many people, especially people who are public figures who do not ascribe to the mainstream narrative. And there are many people who have been canceled because of that, or people that have been canceled because of jokes that they've made, or memes that they've shared on social media or whatever else. And this continues to happen time and time again. But Jared Carmichael, who is a woke comedian, has decided that he is going to jump in with both feet into woke insanity and say that cancel culture is completely made up, which we all know is verifiably false. So this is what Jared Carmichael has decided to say. Now, this is something that's very easy and safe for him to say because he is someone who doesn't run the risk of being canceled. He is someone who plays it safe, who, you know, toes the line and everything else. So it's very easy for him to say that cancel culture is made up, but we all know that is not the case. Jared Carmichael says cancel culture is made up. The court of public opinion has no jail. Which is a silly thing to say because jail isn't the only thing that we're talking about here. We're talking about people that have lost jobs, careers, livelihoods, reputations, you know, all of that type of stuff. They've lost a lot of that type of stuff because of opinions that they have, because of jokes that they've made. Some people have been completely canceled, like from the internet, basically. People like Alex Jones. So to say that just because there's no jail doesn't mean that cancel culture is made up is absolutely insane. Comedian Jared Carmichael doesn't find cancel culture funny. That is unless you made it be. That's not real. The boogeyman doesn't exist, Carmichael said. We got to get over that. Like, if you do something wrong in your personal life, you should go to jail. Like, actual jail. And then everything else is like, what are we talking about? Now, if that was actually the way that things were, I would totally agree with that. Because if you do something that's actually criminal, then you should actually probably suffer the consequences for that. But if you are someone who has simply shared an opinion on social media and then you lose your career over that, then that is something else entirely that we need to talk about because that is a real thing that's happening. Carmichael continued, if you make art and it causes some contention or it causes some whatever, I mean, that's part of it, but the cancellation thing, I think that's just to give boring people something interesting to talk about, like a ghost villain. So Carmichael, what do you have to say about Gina Carano, who was fired by Disney from a huge role that she had because of an opinion that she had? Or what do you have to say to Kevin Hart, who was fired from being the host of the Oscars for tweets that he made 10 years prior? Or what do you have to say to people like Roseanne Barr, who lost an entire show over a joke? What do you have to say to these people? And the list could go on and on and on, right? Like, we all know that this is real. We all know that this is something that's continuing to happen. But morons like Carmichael want to continue to pretend that none of that is happening. None of that's actually real. It's just gaslighting. That's all that he's doing here. He's gaslighting you. He's like, you're crazy for saying that there are consequences, that people are suffering for opinions, because that's not true. They're not going to jail for it. Jail isn't the only thing that matters, Carmichael. The comedians that are forging this self-created war, I get it. It's good for ticket sales and it's good to have an opponent, he said. I've always believed that this whole cancellation thing, it's made up. The court of public opinion has no jail. Any time of criticism is probably a good sign that you're interesting in some way. But the fact that people think they can get canceled is false. Harvey Weinstein didn't get canceled. He went to jail. Well, that's because Harvey Weinstein didn't just get, reamed for a public or for like an opinion, right? Like, Harvey Weinstein actually did bad things. He actually did criminal things. So therefore, yes, he went to jail. He didn't go to jail for an opinion. That's not what we're talking about here. R. Kelly went to jail. That's jail. Yes, these people did bad things. That is completely different than what Gina Carano did. And she lost a job over it. Everyone else is on tour. Maybe certain green rooms feel like jail, but that's not jail. So Carmichael is just playing the woke game where he is literally just gaslighting you. And he is completely just pushing a false narrative here, which is not based in truth at all or reality. But that is, you know, par for the course when it comes to wokesters, right? That's what they do. They don't play in the real world. They like to play in their own fantasy version of reality. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.